In what ways does your media product use, develop, or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? In my opening sequence, my main character is immediately introduced. The audience will know that she must have large significance in the rest of the film, as the whole opening sequence revolves around her. Similar to the King's Speech opening sequence, the main character is introduced. However, one way in which they differ is that multiple other characters are introduced in the King's Speech, whereas only one main character is introduced in mine. 8 Mile is another film where the main character is introduced and getting ready for a performance. Like Backlit, the audience will not know a lot about the character's personality. However, through their outfit and their facial expressions, they may find out a few other things. For example, in my opening sequence, Izzy is wearing pyjamas followed by simple blue jeans and a fur coat. This just shows that Izzy is a simple girl, not eccentric in any way, and she is just in her 20s, and that most other 20-year-olds may be able to relate to. The title of my film is Backlit, representing the theatrical aspect of it. It is a phrase used in theatre when the lights are shining from behind the character, which may often create a silhouette. This also represents the idea that Izzy has got a lot of things hanging over her, such as her nerves for her coming performance. It foreshadows the idea that possibly in her performance she may let all these underlying nerves shine through, such as the light shining through from behind her in the phrase backlit. Whiplash is another film that Backlit is comparable to. It involves a boy who is going against the expectations of semi-professional drumming. The title Whiplash is reflection on both the literal physical demands of him being punished and pushed for drumming, as well as the emotional demands of him, in a sense, having to whip himself into shape. Also, regarding the titles, like real media products, I've included the credits that have relevance to my product without being too repetitive. I looked at the order of the titles of other drama films such as the Titanic, and a lot of them seem to begin with the title. However, mine ends my opening sequence with the title Backlit. However, they are similar in the way that they have the same order, such as the production company followed by the director, and I followed these conventions. On to location. I kept the location of my film quite simplistic, nothing too extravagant or shocking. I did this to not draw any attention away from the detail of my shots, and even the dialogue as well, so that the audience may feel they could relate to Izzy living inside just a regular house. Following the introduction of About Time, it is set inside the house of the main family. This immediately makes me, as an audience member, feel more comfortable and feel like I can relate to the characters in the film, as they just seem like normal characters. I wanted to have a similar effect with Izzy, so she sleeps in an average-looking bedroom for a female of the age of 20. The mood tends to already feel quite tense and mysterious due to the building music and the unsaturation at the start. Many dramatic films nowadays seem to have a slight filter on them, making them seem a bit more dark and shadowy and also mysterious, such as Silver Linings Playbook, Les Mis and American Hustle. The font I used in my opening sequence is reflective of the script and therefore theatre. I used American typewriter, as that is what's used in many scripts. It subtly reflects the performing side of my film, however is not so bold that it would make a huge statement on the audience. About Time is a dramatic, comical, romantic film from a few years ago that uses a simple font which does not have a big impact on the audience. However, the drama The Great Gatsby from 2012 uses a really bold font to reflect it being from the 1920s, and this just shows that depending on what you want to portray in your font, then it can be as bold or as simple as you want, even if it is a drama. As for the editing, many films use special effects to entice their audience, but these are usually action films. As for dramas, most just use good acting to grasp their audience's attention. I kept the editing very simple and continuous to make my opening sequence seem natural instead of leaving the audience confused. I felt that this would engage the audience more than using special effects that weren't even necessary in my opening. Finally, I've left my audience on a cliffhanger. This is common in many opening sequences to keep them engaged. The audience will know that Izzy is getting ready for a performance, but the building up of the music makes it seem like something is going to go wrong at the end of the opening. However, the audience are just left before the curtains open, being unknown as to what will happen next. This is similar to The Shining, where there is a large build-up of the journey towards the hotel. However, in the opening, the audience are unknown as what is going to happen next, leading them to want to watch on. Overall, many aspects of my dramatic opening sequence use conventions of other dramas. However, of course, there are so many moments where they differ, especially as there are so many different genres inside the broad genre of drama. Thank you very much for watching.